Bonjour à tous, bienvenue
Hello
à
everybody
Barcelone.
and welcome to Barcelona.
It's
It's here once again that the VDV season commences and magnificent fields have been assembled in the various categories. In the Protos, the GTs, single-seaters and Funyos, the season promises to be exceptional, so strap yourselves in.
It's
the first VDV meeting of the year in Barcelona and we're with the boss, Eric van der Vieve. Now, Eric, you've had GTs running for the past several seasons. Is that becoming more and more difficult as the cars become ever more expensive?
The problem with
GTs, well, I remember the first GT3 that was presented in Birmingham, a Viper, a car that was sold in the USA for the equivalent of €65,000. Unbreakable cars that were magnificent, 650 horsepower and a V10 truck engine, a beautiful car. We looked at that and we said, that's the future of GT, that's really good. Unfortunately, when these cars were sold in Europe, the price rose from €65,000 to €165,000, and we never knew why. The cars became fragile rather than reliable, and then the constructors made cars with 1,000 horsepower engines. They bridled them to reduce the horsepower to 550, which wasn't normal, but the engines cost a fortune and still cost a fortune. And they break easily too. They barely managed to do 30 hours. A lot of people cannot afford it anymore. I wanted to get the old-timers back, the smaller cars, GTV3s, GTV4s, the Ginettas, the old Porsche Cups. So cars that aren't too expensive to race and have their own standings. They pay less to enter, but they're rewarded in the same way. That is to say that you can win the GTV3 title and also win a European title, which isn't to be sniffed at.
Je
me tourne vers Pascal Coinon.
Now let's speak to Pascal Coinon, the boss of Michelin Motorsport. Pascal, it's the third year of loyalty to the VDV meetings. What is it about them that appeals to you?
Qu'est-ce qui vous plaît dans le V2V?
There are many aspects to it. First of all, Eric's organisation, which meant that there was rain from the opening race, allowing everyone to get used to those tyres, meaning there'll be no problems for what comes next. While more seriously, we're happy to be VDV partners as the meetings get bigger and bigger with new sponsors all the time, new ideas put in place, greater PR, and all of that pleases Michelin. We're here to accompany the series with semi-pros and lots of gentlemen drivers who are there to enjoy themselves, and it's important for Michelin to accompany this sort of event.
Accompagner une série à la fois avec, je dirais, des semi-pros, beaucoup de gentleman drivers qui sont là pour se faire plaisir, et c'est aussi important pour Michelin d'accompagner ce type d'événement.
And there's something new in GT this year. Yes, he says, we're both continuing our partnership and progressing at the same time. Eric builds his event and Michelin is there to make the driving experience progress too. Last year we introduced new tyres for the single-seaters and the Protos. This year we're carrying on in the same spirit with GT. There are new tyres, the S9Ls. The interest within the Michelin philosophy, which we call total performance, is to have tyres which perform even better. We've worked on the stability and ease of driving. They now have longer lifespans too, which is important because the budgets are high. Michelin's contribution is that the pleasure lasts even longer.
Les budgets sont importants et la contribution de Michelin, c'est d'amener du plaisir encore plus longtemps.
In a moment we'll focus on the single-seaters, but first, here's a presentation of the Catalonia circuit. Among those to catch the eye over the weekend was Andrea Bergera in the number 19. He took a fourth and a fifth, and he'll be one to watch on home soil at the next round in Italy at Mugello. Jordan Perrois is a rising star in the VDV series and shone last season in the single-seaters. He scored big points this weekend as he claimed 2 second places. We were just lacking a little bit when it came to stealing first place. I'll work hard for that, and I'll work on my starts too, because that's my weak point. But the standout driver at the opening round was David Drew, driving the Tatus number 97. David is Swiss, and last season he competed in F4. This season he joined the RC Formula team, runners-up in single-seaters in VDV last year. Drew's Barcelona results, 2 poles, 2 wins, and he made it look easy. I needed to build up my advantage without making any mistakes, and after that I was able to control things because behind me there were fights going on. It was perfect for me. The Funyos once again dazzled the fans. The first man to liven things up in Spain was Guanail Dolomier in the number 58. A 4th and 2 seconds for him over the weekend, and over the 3 days Guanail was the man stopping the likes of Skier Barassi, Rouillet and Gardin, having things all their own way. Cedric Gardin left Barcelona happy. The number 14 driver had 2 podium positions to enjoy, 1 third and a first. Among the best battles of the weekend, this tussle with Rouillet in the race he ended up winning. I knew there were 2 laps to go as I saw that on the board. I persuaded myself that it would happen, and he was having a few tyre issues. I thought I'd be able to deal with him, so yes, the surprise effect worked this time, and I really put the pressure on the final lap, saying to myself I'll be able to overtake on the next corner. Romain made the tiniest of errors, and there you go. It was pleasurable to win this race. Romain Rouillet, with 2 wins and a 3rd place, was the strong man of the opening races of the season. Here he is in the number 24. In race 1, he picked up 4 spots. In race 2, he put infernal pressure on Cedric Gardin and ended up overtaking him before making a mistake. And in race 3, he was always in the top 3. Over the course of 20 minutes, he occupied all of the positions before ending up victorious. Things are going well. I feel at ease in the car. I think it's a great car to drive. The Funyos is a category that really lives up to its name. It's fun. It's a great car, and I feel at ease in it. Let's take another spin around the Catalunya circuit, on board this time. You're a passenger alongside Eric Trier in the Ligier JS53 with a Honda 2-litre engine from Graf Racing. I'm with Philippe Mondolo, the 2013 champion. Philippe, the title escaped you in 2014. What about 2015? 2015 is a new challenge for us. We'll fight hard to reclaim our crown. We fought hard last season too, but had quite a few problems. Some mechanical issues, and we made some mistakes too in our strategy. 2014 was definitely a year to forget. In 2015, our objective is clearly to win back the title. We've got 4 titles and we'd like to add another. A new season with a new teammate and almost a new car. A new teammate, yes. Christian Vagliojos has joined David and me. He raced last year in the Palmia number 2 with Timo Bure. He's gone to carry on his driving career in the United States, and so Christian's joined us. We had a desire to race together, the three of us, and we get on very well. As for a new car, well, that will be there at Mugello, because Norma weren't able to get the car to us in time for this one. So we've got an old car, but with a 2015 kit, with a new bonnet, for example. So the front end is more effective, and as for Mugello, we'll have a brand new 2015 car. So, more effective at the front end, and given the weather conditions, that has to be good news. Yeah, it's good news, but we haven't put in enough kilometres. We've hardly driven this car in the dry, and not at all in the wet, so it's a voyage of discovery for us. We didn't do well in qualifying because we're still playing with the car in order to find the right setup. Well, now it's time for the highlights of this inaugural round of the season here in Barcelona. VDV, the Protos category. On the starting grid, on row 3, the 67 of Striebig and Andre, and the 33 of Danilou, Molini and Wolf. Fourth, the Ligier Ultimate of Lae, Nicolet and Eriot. Third, for Lacoste, Dagenot and Lombard. Second, the trio of Perrois, Claret and Chouillet. And pole position to the reigning champion, Capillaire, alongside Ferté and Iliano. Yann Claret makes an excellent start, surprising Capillaire. The Ligier JS53 takes the lead on the first corner. The track conditions are difficult, but nobody goes off. The 2014 champion in the black and yellow car is the prey at the start of the race and soon runs into mechanical trouble sliding down the standings. Sensational off the start is Dimitri Engelbert. He's competing alongside the Lafargues this season. He picks up 5 spots in a mere 12 minutes. Here, he overtakes Yann Claret in authoritative fashion. Claret also has to concede second best to Olivier Lombard in the black Norma number 7. Hats off to Leo Roussel. He climbs 8 positions in 11 minutes before mechanical troubles beset the team. Almost an hour of racing has elapsed and the battle at the front is raging. Claret has reclaimed the lead, this time to the detriment of Engelbert in the 17.